Okay, so I've just finished going through basically testing all the PIAs, making sure I've gone through every one. I've also done the switch matrix test where we ground out the pins to test the PIA there. So I've gone through and tested all of that with this CPU board. This is the second one, this is the System 4 one originally, and that's all working. So the next stage is going to be to burn the ROMs for the game. It's a flash. I mean, there's a load of old proms that came with these boards, but they're all got really crappy legs. They're not going to be reliable. I doubt any of them work. I've converted the game to use basically 3 ROM sockets anyway for reliability. So we have the 2 flipper ROMs and the 1 game ROM. Game ROM going there. So yeah, I'll burn up the flash ROMs and we'll test it properly with my System 3 to 6 tester. Okay, so we've got the green flipper ROMs burnt, and we've got the single matching green flash ROM burnt. So that 3 EPROM set will fit in both this is a System 4 game, and it will also fit in the modified System 3 board as well, and they should all work. Right, so what we've done is we've powered the board up. We've connected it to the my Williams tester. It's basically showing the player 1 display flicking between the default high score of 550,000 and 0. So that seems to be booted and running okay. So if we just put the game into test mode and we'll flick to display test, we can basically see that the game is correctly driving all the displays. And we're into solenoid test, and we heard the relay click on. I'm just going to basically test the outputs on these transistors while it's doing that. While logic probe on. So I'll just take a minute while we're flicking through. Yep, so that one. And that one. Okay, and they all seem to be working. Excellent. So one thing I can do, I'll just flick the power off, back on again, so it reboots, and it's gone back into a track mode. Now I'm just going to basically scan and see if we've got activity on the feature lights. So we can see that the PIA outputs are being driven. So yeah, looks like we've got data basically coming out of that and going onto the lamp matrix. So this looks good. It looks like it's all working. So what we'll do is we'll stick the System 3 board in, and we'll do the same thing. We'll basically hook up the test switches, the display connectors, stick the ROMs in, and check it's all working. So one of the last things to do was to fit a remote battery holder, and then we can test that it's actually retaining settings. So we'll do that now, and then we will swap over to the other CPU board. Okay, so we're at a very annoying stage with this System 3 board at the moment. We've got the flash ROMs in, but we cannot get the game to boot. With the test ROM in, it does actually run the test fine, but it will not run the game ROM. These game ROMs have been used on the System 4 board, and they're absolutely fine. This board has had the System 4 modification, so again, it should be fine, but when you put the game code in, in fact, you can even press the test button and it tests successfully. The RAM tests work fine with the test ROM in, so we know the RAMs are fine. We know that the select on the modified ROM here, that's working fine, but it just will not run the game code. So let's say you can press the test button, no ROM errors. If you take one of the ROMs out, you get a ROM error. So ROMs seem to be fine. It just will not boot and run code, which is weird because there's not very much to these boards in all honesty. We'll have to look at the sort of display section here. These are the outputs going this way. Might be something wrong in this area. Well, we'll check it out. Okay, so what I found eventually was the IRQ line was stuck low. I checked the components in the section that's related and basically found it to be this chip here that was bad. We've replaced that, we've powered up, and that looks a hell of a lot better. We've basically got the audit screen. Yes, we're getting the audit screen because there's no batteries in. So what we'll do is we'll stick some batteries in and then we'll test it out properly. Okay, so we're powered up now and things are looking pretty good. We're getting the game basically flicking between the last score, which is 0, and the default high score of 550,000. That's a good sign. It means our track mode running. So what we'll do is we'll flick it into test mode, and we'll start test mode. There we go, we can cycle through the display test. That's looking absolutely fine. So yeah, this one looks like it's all fully running as well now. That is the job done.